Hey you guys, it's Tamara here from LilMissStyle vlog, and I am back with a brand new video. Today's video is one that I have been anticipating doing for you guys ever since I started my channel. As promised, I said when I reach 100 subscribers, I was going to do a 50 facts about me video, and that is what we're doing today. So I personally love watching 50 facts about me videos, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and I also hope it allows you to get to know me a little better. So I'm just going to start because we have a lot of material to cover. So, there's 3 ways to pronounce my name: Tamara, Tamara, and Tamara. I was actually named Tamara, which I feel a lot of people don't know that, and it's not actually my favorite pronunciation of my name, although it is technically the real pronunciation of my name. Most people do call me Tamara, and I do get Tamara a lot too because of T and Tamara, which is secretly my favorite pronunciation. But my close friends, they call me T. So if you ever want to just call me T to kind of erase all the confusion, just call me that. Okay, so when I was about 5 or 6, I was one of the 2 selected from my preschool, I guess it was. It's like an after school program to go to Neverland. If you guys don't know what Neverland is, it's an amusement park that was owned by Michael Jackson. He also lived at the park. And I was chosen to go. I remember going. I don't remember that much about it. I remember it was fun because it was Michael Jackson's house. But no, he was not there when I went. I do remember that. But I remember he gave us like a lot of candy and a cool little goodie bag to leave with, which I have nothing left from it, which I kind of wish I would have saved. So this fact is a little bit funny. I am the smallest person in my family. I'm only 3 foot tall, and the rest of my family are average height. They're like 5 feet and above. I was actually the biggest baby when I was born out of both of my siblings. A lot of people find that interesting. I love French onions, like, you know, those French onions that come in a little container that people usually use on Thanksgiving to top their green bean casserole. I can eat those out of the box. Like, I usually buy the jumbo one, which is pretty bad because my breath probably smells like onions really bad, but they're so good. Like, I'd rather eat that than chips any day. I am a big techie. A lot of people know I like fashion, I like beauty, but I love technology. I can spend hours in a Best Buy if you let me. Growing up, I had this big wheel that I used to like be obsessed with. I used to like run it all through my apartment, and like my mom would take me to the park and I would use this big wheel. It had big purple wheels, and when I was younger, they filmed a portion of the movie Pulp Fiction in the apartment that I grew up in, and they actually used my big wheel as part of one of the scenes in the movie, which was really cool. But at the time, I didn't know it was gonna be such a big movie. I think I was like probably 6, if not younger than that. And I remember they had the director, which I'm learning now that I'm older was Quentin Tarantino. He asked me if it was okay, like they got permission for me to use my big wheel, and I'm like, yeah, I guess. I think I actually said that too. But yeah, so it's a really cool fact. I never have actually seen the movie straight through, and I remember when it first came out, my mom didn't let me see it because you guys know about that movie. It's a lot. So of course she didn't let a little kid see the movie, so I only have seen the part that has my big wheel in it and my door from the apartment we grew up in, and I never got to see the movie full through. But I do know what's at the end. If I do find out like the time stamp of when it's in, I'll let you guys know, or maybe I'll try to screenshot it or something. But it's a really cool fact that I don't think I share with a lot of people because I feel like no one will believe me. When I was young, like, you know when people ask you, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I always wanted to be a lawyer. That was always what I said. I thought that was what I wanted to do up until I was, say, like, high school. I wanted to be a lawyer. I thought that was, I don't know what about it I wanted, but I just liked it, and I did research on it, and I found out what lawyers do and just the schooling that goes into it, and I found out that was not for me, and that's kind of how I fell into fashion, because I found out this fashion career fit me a lot better than a career in law. So imagine me being a lawyer. Interesting. My mom was my bus driver most of my elementary life. Like, she was literally my bus driver. So it used to be really cool having your mom be your bus driver. I was actually, when I was in college, I took a photography class, and I was actually horrible at this photography class. Like, I could not develop the pictures, I could not take the pictures, I did not know how to use a camera. So I find it really funny now I'm in a career where I actually take my own photos, and photography is something that I love so much, and I think I'm better at it. Like, look at, I'm on YouTube, I'm using a camera. So I think I'm saying all that to say, so if it's something that you're taking in school where you don't think that you're that good at, that might end up being your passion. You never know. Because if you would have told me when I was taking that class that I would be using a camera as part of my career, I would think you were lying, because me and cameras did not get along. Like, I will say, like 10 years ago, we didn't get along very much. I was a cheerleader for, I think it was about my junior year and, junior and sophomore year. Sophomore and junior year of high school, I was a cheerleader. It was a really great experience. I think it enhanced, like, my high school experience being a cheerleader, going to the games. I used to love basketball games. Those are actually my favorite. And of course, football games are always fun. I love eating out. It sounds like I'm like a fatty, but I really do. I love restaurants. My mom has a nickname. She calls me the restaurant concierge. I guess that's how you pronounce it. I love reality TV. It's kind of embarrassing. That's my biggest guilty pleasure, is watching reality TV. I probably have watched, or I do watch, every reality TV series that you can think of. I watch the ratchet ones, I watch the not so ratchet ones. I watch them all, and it's so embarrassing because reality TV is so bad. I was not allowed to wear a drop of makeup until I was 15. I think the only thing that I wore was clear lip gloss. Yeah, it was clear lip gloss. That's the most my mom let me wear. And then when she did let me wear makeup when I was 15, I was only able to wear clear mascara and like this lipstick that had like a little bit of pink in it. I used to really have a love affair for the color pink. Like, everything I own used to be pink. It's kind of just recently died down. I'm more into neutrals, which I talked about in the past video. My favorite genre of music is actually rap music. I know like every rap song. Please don't ask me to ever rap a song, because I'll probably never do it. But maybe if you're following me on Snapchat, that might be the only way you might see me rap, and I'm not making any promises. I am actually 10 years apart from all of my siblings. Like, we're exactly 10 years apart. Like, insanely 10 years apart. I am 28, my older sister is 38, and my brother is 18. How my mom did that, I have no idea. I don't think I even want to know. But yes, we're exactly 10 years apart. I am the first Cali born in my family. I used to be the only, but my brother took that throne. But I am the first, I'm the first Cali born in my family. The rest of my family are originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan. So shout out if you are from Michigan. I've been wanting to own my own business since I could remember. It was weird because it wasn't like I knew I wanted to own my own business, but I had that entrepreneur drive. I remember I created a business when I was younger where I would make greeting cards for people, and I don't really know if I even charged them, but it was just that entrepreneurship in me. I always wanted to just, I don't know, I just wanted to like be my own boss, I guess you can say. Okay, this one is kind of the nerd in me. I love couponing. Like, I'm a couponer. I think it has something to do with the fact you guys know I love thrifting, and with that said, I love saving money, and just couponing allows me to do both. I'm saving money and I find it really fun, like the hunt to find like the coupon that's gonna save the most money. Okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but one of the ways that I got into fashion, I would say one of my biggest introductions to fashion, aside from some others, were an internship that I got when I was out of college. It was for an event called Fashion's Night Out. They don't hold it anymore, but if you guys know anything about Fashion's Night Out, it was started in New York by Anna Wintour of Vogue, and she started during the time of the recession, and she wanted to boost the retail sales for different boutiques, so she created a night where people go out and basically shop, and stores stay open later than their usual hours. And they began in New York, and then they opened the LA chapter, and I was actually the social media, I oversaw all the social media for the LA chapter. So if you guys ever saw a tweet or an Instagram post or a Facebook post from FNOLA, that was me behind the post. It was also my colleagues too. I had like a group that was helping me, but I ran that for 2 seasons. It's really sad because they don't have it anymore, but I guess in a way that's a good thing, because that goes to show that the economy is a lot better now. But if you do live overseas, I think some places like in Europe, they still do have Fashion's Night Out. When it comes to fashion, I love hoodies. Like, I have been, like, I'm a girly girl, but I do have like some tomboy fashion sense and fashion ways about me. Like, I'm just recently got into heels, but I used to be like a flat girl, and I love wearing a hoodie. But I think hoodies are just something that no matter how fancy my fashion gets, I'm gonna always feel the most comfortable in just like a simple hoodie. I really love inspirational quotes. A lot of people find them corny, but for me, like, I love them. I think most of the photos of my phone are just screenshot like inspo quotes. And same with my Pinterest. I have a whole page of just inspo quotes. And I'm just a person, like, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I do have that entrepreneur drive in me. So when I see quotes, sometimes I cannot be having a not so good day or not feel very motivated or inspired, and it's weird, but I can read a quote and it just drives me. Like, sometimes something as small as that can really push a person. I really do like Japanese food. I have a lot of favorites, which is weird because I don't get to eat it as often because it's really hard to find good Japanese food. Here in LA, we have Little Tokyo, where that's where most of the good Japanese food is, but I don't live near there, so it's really hard for me to get over there. Okay, this one I think you guys know. I love jewelry. Jewelry for such a long time has been pretty much the only fashion that I was able to fit, because with jewelry, it pretty much fits anyone. So sometimes when I wouldn't be able to find the clothes that I would want to wear because of my size, I was able to buy necklaces and things to dress up the basics that I would wear. So that's how my love for necklaces started. I am a savory over sweet person. I've never been too big on sweets. Like, I mean, I don't hate sweets, but I'm not crazy. I would grab a bag of chips over a cupcake any day. Like, that's just how I always been. Just more about food, because I love food, obviously. My favorite food is calamari. If you know me, you probably are laughing right now, because you know I love calamari. Whatever restaurant I'm going to, I'm looking for the calamari on the menu, and that is fried calamari, because I don't do the other type of calamari. But it's a really funny quick story. When I first ate calamari, I thought it was cheese, and thank God, because I feel like if I would have known it was squid before eating it, I probably would have not ate it, because I am a picky eater. When I am really stressed out, or I would say bored, the one thing I like to do is paint my nails. I find doing my nails is a big stress reliever for me. Okay, so I hate commercials. I own a DVR player, and I don't I pretty much don't watch anything live. I think most of the shows I watch are pre-recorded so that I can intentionally flip through commercials, because I do not. Commercials just seem like a waste of time. I don't know. My very first job was actually at a hospital chain here in LA. I don't know, they might have it outside of LA, but it's called Kaiser Permanente, and that was my very first job. I didn't want to get into the medical field, but I was selected to be in a program that allowed me to work there, and it was really fun actually being able to do that, especially when that's your first job. Over the phone, I'm often mistaken for a 5-year-old, believe it or not. I do have a very high-pitched voice, so I can understand why. I hate ketchup. Like, I don't like the smell of ketchup. I don't like the taste of ketchup. I don't really like any tomato products. I will eat spaghetti, but if I'm not eating it and I smell it, I get nauseated. It's so weird. Growing up, I was never a fan of cartoons too much. I was not like your normal kid, I guess because I was busy watching The Real World, which I was not supposed to be watching. I don't know, I always like the shows where they were like real people. I've never been a fan of like the shows where cartoons, because I just felt like they weren't real. Like, there were a few cartoons I remember liking, there's like Rugrats and Hey Arnold, but for the most part, I wasn't a big cartoon fan growing up. This one's embarrassing. I am terrified of Santa Claus. Like, you know how you see the people dressed up like Santa Claus, or like you go to Disneyland and those people are dressed up like Mickey Mouse and all that stuff. I don't like those. Those aren't fun for me. Like, I never have been like a fan of those. My favorite movie, like movies that I can watch over and over again, are My Girl, Set It Off, and Selena. Like, especially Selena, I think I can pretty much recite majority of the movie. I probably have seen that movie close to 100 times, like literally. And you guys know that's a long movie to watch. I love autobiography films and documentaries. I think that has a lot to do with the fact I like reality TV. If it says based on a true story, or it's this life of, or any of those words, I'm gonna watch it, even if it's someone that's not that exciting. The fact that it's just telling someone's life, I always find that interesting. I like hearing people's stories. I always had a thing with, I love looking through catalogs. You know, the junk mail that a lot of people tend to throw away? That, even when I was younger, I remember being like a kid, instead of watching cartoons, I was busy looking at my mom's like Lands' End. If you guys know what Lands' End, probably most of your parents had that magazine growing up. But it was like a catalog where you can order clothes from that a lot of older people subscribe to, or probably still do. I used to look through those, even though I didn't care about the clothes. I just found them fun. That's kind of where my love for fashion came in. But I love any catalog. It can be that catalog. I remember the Toys R Us catalog. I used to like count down the days I was getting one. Even now, I love looking through my junk mail. I think catalogs or anything that's like images are fun. Weird, huh? I have been doing, I have always been a big hair product hoarder, I guess you can say. I have a lot of hair products, and this is not something that's new. It has got like a little different now that I have natural hair, but even back in the days when I was like in middle school and high school, I always loved buying hair products, whether it was a hair straightener or whatever the new hair product was. I was like on it, or the new, like, it can be like a scrunchie that was just, everybody was wearing it, or like I saw it on TV. I was the one buying it. I always have loved hair products. When I was younger, I used to hate wearing pants. I remember one day my mom was making me wear pants, and I cried. Like, I literally cried because I had to wear pants. Because I used to like, I felt like if I wore pants, I was going to look like a boy. Little kids are so weird. But yeah, and now I don't want to wear dresses or skirts. I'm more of a pants girl. So yeah, if you told my 5-year-old self that, she would think you were crazy. Okay, this is a weird one too. I visit, I think, CVS and Target at least once a week. If I had to choose 2 stores on this planet, it would be CVS and Target. If you guys don't know what CVS is, I'm pretty sure most of you guys know what Target is, if not all of you. CVS is just a drugstore we have here, and it can really be any drugstore. It doesn't have to be a CVS, although CVS is my favorite one. It can be a Rite Aid, it can be a Walgreens, but I just love like drugstores and Target. I'm not a big fan of talking on the phone. Like, I much rather like, and I'm not really a big fan of texting either. I'd rather just see people in person and talk to them. Like, talking on the phone to me, like when I do talk to people on the phone, it's usually for a specific reason. Like, I'm telling them like something, or I'm trying to see like where are they because they're not responding back to a text. But I'm not one to just sit on the phone for hours. Like, and if I do, it's because like I really like you, like you're my friend. Like, but I'm not a big phone chatter. I never have been. I like prison documentaries. It's so weird. I won't say I have a fascination with prison, but like those shows like Lock Up and all that, like I can watch the whole marathon all day if you allow me to. I never want to go to prison. Just let's make that clear. I never want to go to prison, but I just find learning about like the culture and all that, just how it works, I don't know, it's just interesting to me. And I just like watching those shows, first of all because they're documentaries, and like I said, I like docu-series, documentaries, and all that type of stuff. But I find like the Lock Up series especially like so fascinating. I have a really bad memory, and because of that, I have learned how to really, like, I find ways to remember things, like using my phone. I have to have a planner. I always have my planner and my notebook, like, really close to me, and I write down everything, because if I don't do things in that order, then I'll forget them. Like, I have really, really bad memory, especially when it comes to names. So if I have ever forgotten your name, don't take it personal, because I'm terrible at remembering names. I mean, I barely even know my own name. I'd much rather go to the movies than watch a movie at home. Like, I'm not a Netflix and chill type of girl. Like, I'd rather, like, I don't know, if I do watch a movie at home, I have to be working in the background, because I just sitting there for 2 hours, not doing anything and just watching a movie, I feel like it's just so unproductive. Otherwise, on the flip side of that, when you go to the movies, I feel like it's productive because you're at the movies. I don't know, it makes sense. Always have to be early for everything. No, I won't say I have to be early, but I have to be on time. Like, literally on time. Like, maybe it's a little OCD side of me, but, like, let's say you say meet me at 12. I will be there at 12 on the dot. Like, if it's just 12:01, I'll get nervous. Okay, so one of my biggest dreams in the world is to travel to Paris. I've always said that, I think, since I knew what Paris was. It was always a place I wanted to visit, and I am going to make that happen one day, so mark my words. Okay, so this is really cool. Okay, so I actually, when I was like in high school and in middle school, I spoke Spanish pretty well, which a lot of people did not know about me. Okay, so when I was in high school and middle school, I was actually really good at speaking and understanding Spanish. Like, I used to be able to have full-on conversations with people. I don't remember much how to speak it. Like, I can say hola, ¿cómo está? And like simple stuff, but I'm not like great at it. Like, I felt like I used to be a lot stronger with it, and I was actually so good, I was selected during high school for my high school graduation to say a poem in Spanish, and a lot of people were really surprised that I was the one reciting it, because they said that like it sounded really good. So I feel like I used to be really good. I still do slightly understand it. Like, if I hear someone speak it, I can kind of tell you what they're saying a little bit. Not as strong as it used to be. And I do know how to read in Spanish, which I feel like that never goes away. As long as you learn the alphabet, you're pretty good when it comes to reading in Spanish. But I do wish I kind of remembered it more, because I do live in LA, and this is the second language of LA. And just, it's always cool knowing a second language, so I wish I did. I am not a big fan of coffee. I never cared too much about coffee, and that's pretty much caffeine in general. Like, caffeine actually makes me feel very jittery, and like I don't like the feeling that caffeine leaves me with, so I never really drink caffeine. My favorite color to wear is the color red. Like, I love wearing red. I know a lot of people are afraid of red, which I find a little weird, but for me, like, I don't like, it's just something about when I wear the color red, I just feel very, like, I feel powerful, I feel confident, and whether it be red lips or just, I have a red blazer I used to always wear. Like, I would wear it for interviews because I felt like it gave me the most confident, and also I felt like it made me more memorable. Okay, so last but not least, my two biggest fears, like, I will say in the world, I'm not really afraid of like anything that's just like so afraid, nothing like that, but I am terrified of ocean water, grass, sand, like anything on the ground, and I'm afraid of like big trucks. Like, a lot of people, especially the ocean, a lot of people find that weird because I do live in LA, and we're about, like, one of the most big things about LA are the beaches, and I do not like the beach. I don't like sand, I don't like ocean water, especially the LA ocean water. It's like, I don't want to discourage any of you guys, but it's really disgusting. Like, it's dirty, and I'm not a big fan of it, and the thought of like sand in between my toes like makes me cringe. Like, I've never been a sand person. I never liked touching grass. Like, I just hate how it feels, like the texture of it. I know I'm really weird, but I just, like, I like going to the beach, but I'm never, like, I'd rather be on the pier. You know, the part where they have, like, clothes and food and other things, and there's land. That's where you can probably find me if you're ever at the beach. But the part where it's sand and it's actual beach, like, no, I don't do that side. And then with the whole truck thing, I don't like trucks, like, and I'm talking about like big trucks. I'm not talking about like those little teeny trucks, like the tanker trucks, like the trucks that hold the gas. Like, those are my biggest fears. Like, if I see one, if like my mom or someone's driving and I see one, like, I get kind of nervous. Like, it's really bad. Even if I'm crossing the street and there's a truck, I'm like, Lord help.